My name is Madeline Kimei. Greetings from Tanzania. I am the visionary founder of iResolve. Just at the outset, I would like to thank, a very warm thank you to the Harvard Law and Technology Society, which is hosting this 2019 Harvard Legal Technology Symposium, for giving me this opportunity, first of all, to address you all from where I'm sitting, which is my office in Dar es Salaam. Well, what I would say is that my story is not a unique one, it's not an exceptional one, but it is an important one. It is a very important one. As you well know, that the statistics are very, very much so on about 75 billion worth of internet activity in by 2025, especially on the e-commerce market, which will be driven mostly by the youth. And the youth really is in the African continent, having about 70% of its people still as the young generation who are the actual users of technology. And so not providing them with a legal technology or a legal solution will be ignoring them, ignoring the elephant in the room, which is not the case. So the idea came about to create an online dispute portal. And this idea was to add value to my clientele initially. So when I set off in 2014 from being a private in-house counsel at banking institutions, I established a private practice, which is a fully pledged arbitration and dispute resolution practice here in Tanzania. It was the first of its kind. Yes, it was. And so being that it was the first of its kind, and considering my background in the banking and financial sectors, or the industry itself, bank and finance, they have been moving quite speedily or very rapidly towards tech, and as we all know. And I realized that this is a critical gap between the technology in the legal and regulatory frameworks within the space that we were working, and the means of which people were resolving disputes, especially banking and financial disputes. And so an internet-based mediation and arbitration and dispute resolution platform would not only slash and cut the costs, enabling the settlement of disputes in a tech world, but also enabling these parties to achieve a resolution to their disputes in a speedily and more transparent and secure manner. So this is what I saw. There was a need to transform the norm in our legal service provisioning by adapting a technology that would then be attractive to the end users. As you see, this was in essence what I was aiming to create, that would be then ending up to be a one-stop shop for disputants for the resolution of their disputes by the use of technology. iResolve was launched in 2015 with our tagline being changing the way people approach disputes. So I reached out to a friend. I have no technology background, and so therefore I inquired for a reference for a tech development company in Tanzania. And through my inquiry, I then came across a friend who was able to do what I had envisioned. Prior to doing so, I spent hours doing my research online and offline, of course, on ODR and what it entailed. This research was the foundation of the initial draft plan, which I shared with the web developer or the tech developer that I had engaged then. It was in those closed doors between me and myself and my tech developer that we created the A to Z in the system of iResolve. Now, to confess, really, iResolve initially started as a matter of just a management tool, case management tool, or if I was to say, more or less very static and not interactive at all. One would just log into the system and retrieve maybe historical data about their case or their matter that is being handled by a counsel within the firm. It also had closed chat rooms, which were very static in its form, which were just merely allowing the parties to communicate to themselves, the counsels, the dispute manager, and the neutrals. So this was phase one. It was simple, easy, accessible web portal with closed, secure chat rooms and document management. Over the past 4 years, though, our approach has become more customer-oriented. Hence, you're able to notice that in 2018, we integrated a payment solution that was tagged iResolve Pay. This is a trademark under iResolve to allow parties to make payments of their fees on the portal. We're now working towards embedding e-conference facilities, and this is being worked on by our tech team. And also, further to that ambition, we have been talking around getting a mobile app that would support and complement the current portal, which is a web-only solution. Also, in order to get more usage, we amended our engagement letters to include the platform as part of an added value service for our clientele. So our clients are able to track their matters assigned in for a dispute resolution or a litigation that we have been engaged in. With tech, really what I would say is that there is never an end to improving the experience of the end user. We therefore have to strive to ensure that the process of dispute resolution is seamlessly carried out on the portal without having to go offline. And so the solution really is an equal justice or an equal access to justice system, because such access available online and the efforts that have to be taken by the users to remedy their disputes is in an affordable manner. We have faced a lot of challenges, and we continue to face these challenges. In our 5th year now, in 2019, the first major challenge is, I would say, the use and application of the platform. And in our market right now, in our legal market, and the clientele is unable to use this particular system, maybe because of the resistance within the tech legal solution sector. Also, another challenge that I see is that there is no funding opportunities available for legal solutions such as iResolve. Most of these innovation awards or recognitions are not focused on Africa, but are more globally and globally focused, and becoming aware of such initiatives is very difficult. One has to have the right connections and the right network to know that there's a particular funding for an innovation in the legal sector. Also, there's fear of poor protection and security of confidential information exchanges between parties in an ODR platform. This fear is still there, and our legislation would have to be worked on. Conceptual cultural challenge is also another issue that in the African context, if you're designing a system for the African context, you need to consider many issues such as languages and different dialects that are available within the continent. Not so also parties who are offline and unable to access that system, being that connection is poor. Although I would not say that connection should be an issue, because really connection has improved over the years, and most rural people do have connections to the internet. Another challenge here faced by ODR is that the pace in changing the law within our jurisdictions is frustratingly slow. And being the case, then supporting ODR systems such as iResolve has become not a very important agenda. Well, so then we're driving this particular initiative called the ODR for Africa Foundation, and it seeks to base on improving or realizing the ODR systems that are in place in Africa, and that continent-wise, ODR systems are very important for the African market, especially the legal fraternity. Under the ODR for Africa Foundation initiative, we're also conducting research and feasibility studies on the use and application of ODR in the continent, and to roll out also capacity building, education, and awareness programs across the continent, working from region to region and creating awareness about the possibility of online dispute resolutions. So I would say ours is an inspiring tale. So if you fast forward to 2018, there has been an eruption of legal tech solutions in Tanzania. So iResolve is a success story. And so I welcome you all to Tanzania, to the land of the Kilimanjaro. And thank you for the opportunity for presenting to you from where I'm sitting, my office in Dar es Salaam. Thank you so much.